It was the perfect crime. I had it all figured out. I would pin it on my identical twin brother. We have exactly the same DNA, we have exactly the same blood type, and we have similar fingerprints. Who would have thought a bunch of TTA students would put all the other pieces together and figure out it was me? I had it all figured out. I had gotten rid of Old Man Richardson. But no, you guys figured it out. Why did I want to do it? Everybody wants to know, why did I want to do it? I've been friends with Mr. Richardson for 22 years, since we opened this school. Okay. Mr. Thompson, who was our director before Mrs. Finley, used to always say Price and Richardson were standing in the parking lot and they built a school around them because we've been here so long. Did it work? It worked great until Richardson decided he wasn't going to retire. Richardson has talked for years that he was going to retire this year. It was all worked out. He was going to retire. My mind, I was going to take over AE. I was going to spend my morning in that giant room with the Corvette and all those go-karts, and gradually, slowly, I would turn it into the first robotics lab. And I could spend my whole day down there with go-karts and Corvettes and robots. And I wouldn't have to come back up into the building and deal with students, except for the handful that were down in my class. I had it all figured out. And what does Richardson do? He decides he wants to work 5 more years. 5 more years! I'm not going to work 5 more years waiting for Richardson to retire. He didn't retire. He's still here. I thought I could get rid of him and pin it on my brother, and nobody would figure it out. It was perfect. All the students have been asking me this week, Mr. Price, did you do it? I've been telling them, no, Mr. Richardson's my friend. He's been bringing me fruitcake for 22 years. It's something good about Mr. Richardson. He likes fruitcake and he likes to make it. He could have retired and opened a bakery and made fruitcake for everybody, and I would have bought it from him. But does he retire? No, he wants to stick around. And he's trained his little assistant, Mr. Tanner, to say, good morning, TTA, and take all those assemblies and everything we had that Mr. Richardson used to do. So it's like Mr. Richardson would still be here. You know, was it hard? No, he's slow. He's old. I hit him with the big pipe, busted open his head, and then took the scissors and jabbed him into his chest, making sure I cut all the arteries. And then, for good measure, I broke his leg, which is why he was laying that way on the stage in the auditorium. It didn't take very long when you guys were out for the fire drill, because Richardson is old and slow. Now he's old and slow and dead.